What up, dudes? It's Gaz, and welcome back to the Warframe video. So we got This Week in Warframe, where we go over the weekly reset, and basically what you can expect as a Warframe player this week. We do these every single week, and I do daily Warframe video uploads, so make sure you're subbed to the channel so you can see when all the videos go up. I'll also be live right after this video goes up on the live stream channel, doing some of this weekly reset stuff. You go into the Archon Hunt and the like, come on, stop by. We've got some big changes on October 18th, the Abyss of Dagoth update, making the weekly reset more exciting for me specifically. But yeah, we can talk about that later in the video. Alright, the first item we have at Teshin, we have the weekly rotation thing, is a rifle Riven Mod. There you go. There's apparently no new rifles coming out with the new update, so don't worry about that. There will be only a melee weapon from what we can tell. That's going to be Dagoth's signature melee weapon. So as far as this week in Warframe, we just got our gigantic dev stream on like Thursday, so you don't expect any hot fixes or anything of that nature until October 18th, which is over 2 weeks away from today. But, you know, if you are just paying attention to all the stuff in the game, there's technically going to be a new Prime Resurgence announcement on this Thursday with Zephyr and Chroma. I have a video covering that if you want to check it out on the channel. But yeah, this Mag and Frost stuff will be here till the end of the year. The Wukong and Equinox stuff is going away on Thursday, though, guys. Alright, let's start with the Incarnon rotations and the Deviri stuff. So let's start off with normal circuit. So we got Excalibur, Trin, and Ember. So out of these three, I'd recommend that you go for Trinity, just because her fight, the boss fight to farm her from is terrible. Is the Ambulance fight on Pluto, and I believe it requires, like, these special Animo point beacons. Yeah, it's called Hades. So you need Animo point beacons, and it's a really long fight, too. Like, usually like 12 minutes at the absolute shortest. So out of these choices, I definitely say go for Trin. I think Trin will actually be better after the shield getting changes, too, with her Energy Vampire mod. But, you know, Excalibur, if you didn't pick him as a starter, I guess you could go for him. And Ember is also a frame you could technically go for as a... actually, you can farm her on Saturn. So I just say go Trin. You're bypassing a really annoying farm. And look at that, Vampire Leech actually is my rank up reward. This is what I think will be better after the new hotfix. So there you go. Now let's get into those Steel Path Incarnons, the stuff that most people care about, it seems like. And let's see what we got. Okay, so we have, we're on Ceramic Dagger week again. So we got the Lex Incarnon, the Magistar Incarnon, the Boltor Incarnon, the Bronco Incarnon, and the Ceramic Dagger Incarnon. Out of all these choices, the easiest choice is actually going to be maybe somewhat surprising to you. The Ceramic Dagger is the best stat stick in the game, like easily like top 3 in the entire game, even without ribbons taken into account. So the reason it's so good, one of these upgrades here, Gun and Blade, on primary kill, also works on secondary kill, plus 1 initial combo, stacks up 100 times. That means you have 100 hits of combo all the time with this thing. And some of the other Incarnons, like this one, adapt reflexes, 20 more initial combo. So you have walking around with tons and tons of combo, and even when you heavy attack, it still sticks around until you die. So basically, make sure you get this if you want to have the best stat stick. Moving on past that, we have some other good choices here too. The Bronco Incarnon is very nice for a slash build. The Hemorrhage mod, it has a it's an AoE chaining shot. This is how you can kind of look at it. It's also got a special, if you have the Augment mod, Dizzying Rounds to the Bronco, it's going to be tons and tons of slash. The Boltor Incarnon is basically just a heavy bolter gun. Makes it have more slash in the Incarnon form and more multi-shot. It's pretty fun. I'd recommend it. The Magistar, what does it do again? It gets like increased initial combo too. This can be a good stat stick if you want to run it. It's also a somewhat decent normal melee. It has the chance of impact procs becoming bleed procs, which most people will usually go for, and the Lex Incarnon's really strong, basically becoming an Archaplasmor death shot that covers an entire hallway of enemies. So for my number 1 and 2 choices this week, if you don't have any of this stuff already, of course, go for stuff you don't have already if you already got other stuff. Ceramic Dagger, easily number 1. And as far as the second choice, I'm probably going to go for the Lex Incarnon here. It's such a powerful pistol, but it does fire pretty slow. So I'd say Ceramic Dagger for sure, and then any of these guns that look enticing to you. If you want a primary, of course, the Boltor is the only primary this week, but between these two pistols, the Bronco and the Lex, I'd go with the Lex for sure. There's your Incarnons for the week. Let's go ahead and look at the Nightwave. Now, I'm going to have a video overviewing some changes from one of the dev workshops tomorrow in the Abyss of Dagoth update. Basically, they're changing call missions and Nightwave for the better, so we'll be covering that tomorrow. Don't expect call missions to become actually fun, but they are changing them in a certain way. For Chipper, we have an Amber Archon Shard. Remember, this can never be Tau. I didn't even look at the Archon Hunt. Alright, so for call, if you've done every week, you're on Junk Run. We got Deathless, so complete without dying. We got kill 10 enemies using the jetpack, rescue 5 Ostrons, find extra chipper parts for find extra thumper parts for chipper, destroy 3 Pazul axles. I have still never completed this challenge, so yeah. Defeat both the deacons of the shock trap. That one's super easy in the first room. I didn't check what the Archon hunt was, but let's see what we got. It looks like, is it a red Archon? Ooh. It is a red Archon. Okay, so it's the Wolf Archon on Mars, and the mission types are Mobile Defense, Disruption, and the Final Boss Showdown. Reminder, these guys might look like Grineer, but they're actually not Grineer. So Bane of the Grineer will not work on the Disruption node, or for any of these nodes for that matter. So if you were running a Bane mod, like, you know, Smite Grineer or whatever, just put, like, Point Strike on there, or, like, whatever mod that you didn't have. Whatever DPS increasing mod you didn't have, like Hornet Strike, Serration, Pressure Point, etc., etc. Just put a normal mod on there, as those Bane mods don't work. They look like Grineer, but they're technically Narmer. And there is no Narmer Bane. Alright, for the Nightwave stuff. Now, actually, Nightwave, we're not going to get a new season of Nightwave until 2024, Rebecca told us. But when Nightwave does come back, we will be getting some changes to it for the better. Not just new challenges. They'll be changing old challenges, adding new challenges, etc., etc. So as far as the challenges this week, we got fully socket 3 Ayatan Sculptures, kill 500 enemies with the Arcwing Gun, complete 3 capture missions, kill 500 enemies, complete an Isolation Vault bounty in the Cambion Drift. That's basically those Necromech vaults. And then for the Elite Weeklies, we got Kill the Exploiter Orb. That's the blue spider. Look at that long description to get that. Like Diluted Thermia, that's where Hildren comes from. That's where a couple of Ephemeras come from. The blue Toroids, etc., etc. And for the final challenge, we have convert 10 Riven Slivers into a Riven Mod. Reminder, you can only do this like twice per week. And once you do them, you can't do it for the rest of the week. So make sure that you don't, like... Honestly, if you have the catch-up mechanic, there's no way you can actually do this. This might be one you get stuck on it with the catch-up mechanic, because this is very limited per week. But yeah, Pauladina on Iron Wake will allow you to do that if you have the Riven Slivers for it. For your Nightwave Cred Offering store, we have our evergreen things at the top as usual. And we have our helmets here. We got Citrine. Citrine's alt helmet, if you like that. We've got Gyre's Automaton helmet, if you like that. And, you know, these are all up to personal preference, of course. We also have the Wolf Hood blueprint for the Operator. And as far as Aura mods, let's see what we got this week. Okay, we have Corrosive Projection. That's quite a nice one. If you don't have Corrosive Projection, make sure you get this. Removes enemy armor just by you existing. And it can stack between players for even more armor removal. It's used in lots and lots of missions. It's just a good choice all around. It used to be a lot more meta back in the day, though. They nerfed it. Still good. EMP Aura is never used. Deadeye is never used. Rifle Amp is never used. Infested Impotence is never used. And Shield Disruption is only used when DE forgets it exists, and we basically make it the meta for like 2 days, then they nerf it. So yeah, out of all of these, let's just go for Corrosive Projection. You can definitely live without the rest of these. Let's see what we got here for these Mastery Fodder weapons. We got the Plasma Sword and the normal Dark Dagger. So no Ceramic Dagger blueprint in the store this week, unfortunately. You got the Power of 3 for Ivara, Rumbled for Atlas, Prism Guard for Mirage, Focus Acceleration for the Tetra, Purifying Flames for Ember, and Recharge Barrier for Volt. Out of all these mods, the ones I like the most are Prism Guard for Mirage, and probably the Power of 3 for Ivar. I don't really use it anymore, but it can be kind of interesting to fire out 3 arrows instead of just 1 arrow for a little bit more energy cost. But yeah, Prism Guard for Mirage is a unique playstyle that's very powerful. So that's it for your weekly reset stuff. And as I said earlier, DE already told us no hot fixes until October 18th. So if you are playing Warframe this week, just be aware of that. You can maybe stack up some Aya for potentially them unvaulting Hydroid or the Glaive at some point in the near future. Hopefully the near future. Well, let's look at our Invigorations, and if you watched my How to Get Helmet video from a couple days ago, you will now know how to unlock this stuff. So our RNG buffs, we have, 100% ability duration for Ashe, and 75% reload speed. The funny thing is, Ashe has such low duration for his invis at base. This is probably like another, 8 seconds? It's still going to be nice, so I'll probably have to play Ashe for an endurance run this week. Maybe for, a Void Cascade or a Disruption. So that's going to be quite nice. Reload speed, too. You know, why not? If I'm using the Compressa, I'm using the... I guess the Epitaph doesn't really need reload speed, but hey, the Compressa could use some reload speed, so that's nice for me. And for Harrow, we've got a crazy one. Wow, 100% ability range on Harrow. I don't know if you've ever seen a maximum range Harrow before, but his first ability, Condemn, really scales well with range. So I'm going to have to try that one out too. We got 2 good Invigorations so far, no override available. Now, it's not the most exciting to have immunity to status effects, but hey, you know what? I'll take it. Increased ability stat here, increased ability stat there. Now for the final one on Atlas, we've got melee critical chance and 25 heal rate. Now that could be good, but if you're using Wrathful Advance Atlas, which some people have been using recently, I don't really think this melee crit chance buff will help that much. I think a melee overall damage buff will be better in the end. But yeah, either way, heal rate totally useless on Atlas, at least to me. So I'm going to probably stick with these 2 other Invigorations and not override anything this week. That's basically it for the reset video, guys. Hope you found it fun and helpful. I'll see you on stream very soon. And yeah, enjoy your new theory crafting with that update coming on the 18th. All right, guys, see you next video. Peace.